Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a really profound question, one that comes from a super interesting book. Who, or maybe what, are you, really? Okay, let's start with a question that might feel, well, a little unsettling. What if your whole sense of being a separate person, that little me inside your head that's always talking, what if that was all just a mistake, a fundamental misperception? Now, this isn't some new age idea. This is a mystery that sits right at the heart of so many ancient spiritual traditions. So, the book we're looking at today is called Aham Brahmasmi. And what's so cool about it is that it doesn't just give you one answer. Instead, it explores this big question through a chorus of 9 different voices. And get this, they often conflict with each other. You've got everyone from a skeptic to an ancient scholar to a modern teacher. It's like the book is trying to circle the truth, not pin it down with a single argument. All right, first up, the central teaching in the book, which comes from a voice they call adium, is really best captured in this simple but, wow, incredibly powerful metaphor. It gets right to the heart of this whole mistaken identity thing. You've probably heard this one before from the philosopher Alan Watts. It just gets right to the point, doesn't it? The idea here isn't that you're like the ocean or even part of the ocean. No. The idea is you are the ocean, just temporarily pretending to be a wave. That feeling of being a separate me, it's basically just a case of cosmic amnesia. And this metaphor, it shows us 2 totally different ways of living. On one hand, you have the wave. It thinks it's separate, so it lives in this constant terror of crashing on the shore, right? Of its own death. But think about it. The ocean isn't afraid of its own waves. For the ocean, a wave dissolving isn't an end at all. It's just a change in form. The ocean just keeps on being the ocean. This really flips everything on its head. It's a huge shift in perspective. See, we usually think of ourselves as this little consciousness stuck inside a body. But what if it's the other way around? What if you are the vast awareness, and your body, along with all your thoughts and feelings, is what's appearing inside of you? So what's really important to get here is that there isn't just one way to see this. The book calls all these different teachings pointers to the moon. They're all just fingers aiming at the same reality. And the big danger, of course, is getting so focused on the finger that you miss the moon entirely. Okay, so one of those pointers comes from a voice the book calls Adgavi. And this one is very precise, very scholarly. It uses these ancient declarations, these great sayings from the Upanishads. Aham Brahmasmi isn't something you're supposed to just believe. It's more like a hypothesis to test. It's an invitation to investigate. What is this I that is apparently the same as, well, all of reality? And then, in complete contrast, you have the voice Renapa. This approach is way more direct, less intellectual. Think about it like this. Let's say you have some big, profound spiritual experience. And then? It's gone, and you feel sad. The teacher Papaji would say you've totally missed the point. The experience, that comes and goes. But what about the awareness that noticed it leaving? That awareness? That never leaves. That is the real you. Okay, but let's be real. To keep all of this intellectually honest, the book throws in a skeptical voice. It's called Neti Sat, and its job is basically to ask all the tough questions that you're probably thinking right now. It's the voice that keeps our feet on the ground and stops us from just getting carried away. And this is so important. I mean, is this whole oneness thing just a funky brain state that neuroscience can explain away? If we say it's all an illusion, are we just ignoring real-world suffering and injustice? And here's a big one. If there's no individual me doing things, then what happens to ethics, to personal responsibility? These are not easy questions, and the book, to its credit, doesn't pretend they are. So, at the end of the day, after hearing all these different voices, the believers, the skeptics, all of them, the book doesn't just hand you a neat little answer. Nope. It does something way more interesting. It turns the whole investigation right back around, onto you, the one who's experiencing all of this right now. The book suggests that after all the arguments, all the pointers, all the objections, this whole journey can only really end in one place. And it's not in a concept or a belief or in some book. It's somewhere much closer to home. And here it is. The final teaching is just this simple question. The point isn't to answer it with your mind, with words like my brain or it's me. The real invitation is just to notice the silent, effortless awareness that is here right now, experiencing these words. The book's ultimate hint? Maybe, just maybe, what you've been looking for all this time is the one that's doing the looking.